So this is Hamid Tabrizi from Lamar University. In-depth comparisons of the two frameworks are made in this essay between PyTorch and TensorFlow. Deep learning frameworks are now in healthy rivalry thanks to the technology's increasing popularity. Two of the most well-liked deep learning systems are PyTorch and TensorFlow. The libraries are arguing over who will become the leading deep learning instrument. Due to its age, TensorFlow has always had an advantage, but the PyTorch has caught up in the last 6 months, making the best decision when selecting deep learning system for a project is fraught with uncertainty. TensorFlow and PyTorch both monitor what their rivals are up to. The two frameworks still vary in a few ways. For example, here the PyTorch created by Fairlab and TensorFlow Google Brain team based on Torch, based on Tino production research, focused industry, focused visualization wisdom, TensorBoard, and so on. And user case, for example, for PyTorch, Facebook, CheckNet, and ChecksNet, Tesla, Autopilot, Uber, Pyro, and for TensorFlow, Google, Simulation Ventures, PayPal, and China Mobile. Um, Visualization, handcraft visualization requires time. Tools for fast visual analysis are available in both PyTorch and TensorFlow. For TensorFlow, data visualization is done using TensorBoard. The user experience is engaging and attractive to the eye. Metrics and training data are presented in tabs by TensorBoard. The data is simple to export and appears fantastic for presentations. For PyTorch, Vism is a display tool used by PyTorch. The user experience is simple and lightweight. Vism is versatile and adaptable. It's easy to use because it directly supports PyTorch tensors. Wisdom is deficient in interactivity and many crucial features for data summary. So learning curve. The learning um, yeah, graph generation. There are two methods for creating neural network architecture. Architecture with fixed layers for static networks. After the image has generated, data is fed through it. Dynamic layer designed for dynamic graphs. Data overloading automatically defines the map. Um, TensorFlow TensorFlow has always used static networks. Distribution across numerous machines is possible with static graphs. Code is not necessary for for the deployment of models. TensorFlow is more flexible and production friendly when dealing with new architectures thanks to the use of static graphs. And for PyTorch, dynamic networks were built into the PyTorch from the beginning due to its functionally TensorFlow and PyTorch are now rivals. The ability to alter graphs in real time has shown to be more programmer and researcher friendly method of creating neural networks. Dynamic diagrams make it simpler to manage structured data and data with different sizes. So, learning curve. The learning rate varies depending on prior knowledge and intended use of deep learning. For TensorFlow, the more difficult library is TensorFlow. TensorFlow is simpler to use thanks to cross algorithms. In general, TensorFlow can be challenging to understand for someone who is new to deep learning. For PyTorch is easier to learn library. The code is easier to experiment with if Python is familiar. There is a Pythonic approach to creating a neural network in PyTorch. The flexibility PyTorch has means the code is experiment friendly. PyTorch is not feature rich, but all the essential features are available. PyTorch is simpler to start with. Learn. Deployment. The software development process stage of deployment is crucial for software deploy and development teams, and application or program is made accessible for consumer use through software deployment. For TensorFlow deploys models using tensor serving for use in production and industrial settings. TensorFlow serving was created with the REST client API. Deployment is adaptable and quick. PyTorch deployment is a new issue that PyTorch is attempting to solve. PyTorch models are deployed by Torch Serve. For the meaning of applications, there is a RESTful API. For mobile distribution, the PyTorch API can be extended. So here device management. When handling device, significant performance changes take place. Both PyTorch and TensorFlow are effective at applying neural networks, but their methods of doing so vary. TensorFlow. If GPU is present, TensorFlow automatically switch to GPU usage. GPUs and the methods used to reach them are under control. Acceleration on the GPU is automatic. This implies that memory utilization cannot be controlled. For PyTorch, they specify GPU or CPU usage. PyTorch utilizes CUDA without CUDA requirements for GPU and CPU use. The model will not function. Since GPU usage is not automated, there is a greater control over how resources are used. Use cases for both deep learning platforms. Both trans Both TensorFlow and PyTorch had their beginnings in their separated business. Um, for example, TensorFlow was first use of Google Research, and for PyTorch, first implemented at the Facebook, but the Facebook All Researchers Lab. And for example, here auto autocomplete and search outcomes, vocal technologies, and speech to text classification and image identification tools for automatic translation, Gmail's spam filtering, object identification and facial recognition, determine of false news and spam filtering that I use it, automated news feeds and the mechanism for friends recommendation, speech analysis, synthesis tools for automatic translation. So for me, I prefer to use PyTorch because of different reasons. Because of different reasons that these reasons are that PyTorch is the easier to learn library. The code is easier to experiment with if Python is familiar. There is a Pythonic approach to creating a neural network is in friendly. PyTorch is not as feature rich, but all the essential features are available. PyTorch is simpler to start with and learn. The advantages of PyTorch over TensorFlow are numerous. PyTorch is much easier to use than TensorFlow to start with. Additionally, it's more adaptable and customizable when dealing with large data sets. PyTorch's speed and efficiency over TensorFlow can be crucial. Thank you.